Good afternoon, everybody. We've got the UCLA, the Michael Price family, UCLA women's head basketball coach, Cori Close, juniors Lauren Betts and Gabriela Jaquez. Coach, when you're ready for the next statement.
First of all, thank you all for being here and for telling our stories, and it means a lot to us, and it's really important for growing our games. Nice to see some of my East Coast friends here covering us. So, compliment to Baylor. They really had our attention in the preparation. I think they're, you can't listen. They're a great example of not looking at rankings. They are a really good team, very versatile. Their guards get downhill. They get up under you defensively. That just compliment to them. They're gonna have a really good run into March. I think that my big challenge to our team this week was to compete with our defense. And I think we were settling for scoring points and trading baskets with people. And, Baylor averages 81 points and we held them to 57. I thought we had some really good segments. In the first quarter alone, we had 4 kills, which is 3 stops in a row equals a kill. I thought we could have sustained that a little bit better, but more than anything else, there's lots of things to still grow through, lots of things that to improve. But the things I can't teach are a commitment to defense. They have to choose that. And then I've got players like Gabs who had 12 rebounds, 11 points, and 16 passion plays for us, and that's just huge. That ignited us right off the bat.
Cori, this week you guys have coming up, I don't know how often it is you have a 9-day or whatever it is road trip in the middle of your season.
Right.
What's it like? Obviously stuff's going on in LA that's different.
Yeah.
But to be here, to play play Rutgers and Maryland next week, what does that mean for you?
I think it does 2 things. Well, maybe 3 if you include leaving LA when it's so hard right now, and it's a weird mix, right? On the one hand, we got to get away and be together, and on the other hand, you feel bad for leaving because there's just so much happening. But I knew that when I scheduled this, that this was going to force us to elevate our level of toughness and focus. And we're just going to have to suck it up. We know it's coming, so what does it mean to us? And how much are we willing to prepare? And in back-to-back situations, how tough and together can we be? And it's going to force that level in us. And, I'm like, bring that on. Let's force us to make those kind of choices. And the bottom line is, I hear so many people talking about the travel and the Big Ten or whatever. We're thrilled. We want to play in the best conferences in the country. We want the best competition that we can possibly have. And getting a chance to play in the Coretta Scott King Classic, as well as 2 quality road teams in Rutgers and Maryland on this trip, we're so thrilled. Let's go. And we want to be challenged in every way possible, and we're thankful to be a part. So, it's going to show who we are, and that's always good.
Lauren, question for you, Howard Magdalene next. 2 things really. One is that your mobility, your quickness seems to be at another level this year. If you can kind of take me through how that came about, and just related to it, but a little different, is your decision-making process seems faster. It seems like you're cycling to decisions quicker. Take me through if that's also been sort of a major focus in how you came about it.
Yeah, well, first with the mobility part, I gotta give a shout out to Ash, our trainer, because he kicked our butts all preseason long. This summer, just working on fast sprints, just getting me moving a little bit, and I think that has to do a lot, with how I'm moving this year. So I gotta give a lot of credit to him and all the work that he put us through. And then decision making, I think that's just something that I've been working on all preseason. I think I just get a lot of reps in practice, and so I've just gotten used to it. But also my teammates, they just move so well off of me, and they've done such a better job of just like making those quick reads, and so it makes my job a lot easier. So.
Yeah, Bill Hathaway from Local Talk. Lauren and Gabrielle, what is your feelings about playing in the first annual Coretta Scott tournament in Newark?
Yeah, just an honor that we get to play in the Coretta Scott King Classic on MLK Day, and I think it's just a really important time that we can reflect and remember all the things that the King family has done in the civil rights movement. So I told the team, I said, congratulations on being the first team to win in this classic. So, super proud of my team.
yeah, just same thing. Yeah, just great opportunity for our team, and I'm just really happy that we got the opportunity to have these amazing four, obviously women's basketball teams playing on this amazing day. So just really honored.
I have a question for Gabriela and Cori. Back-to-back Sweet 16 losses, I'm sure that did not sit well with you. But this team just feels different, not only because of the #1 ranking, but just how it's playing. What would you say is the biggest difference in this team compared to previous years? And do you kind of feel like this team has that hunger to do more and to kind of?
Well, Gabs, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go. Yeah, losing back-to-back in the Sweet 16 is sickening to me. To think about it, it really gets me mad and angry. And I think that Lennon and Kiki as well, we understand what that felt like, and we know what our team is capable of. And I think just coming into this season knowing that we have a great team with great players, that it takes more than just being talented. So it's all about the toughness, the hard work, and all the little things. And I think also another thing to add for our team is that we're a lot older this year and we have a lot of experience. And that does play a huge part into playing good in tough situations and tough basketball games. So, yeah, it's a lot of things, but I'm just super proud of this team and I love being on it.
Yeah, I think that I've said a couple times that last year's, and every year's a little different, but last year would be in my top 5 hardest losses of my career. And I didn't feel like I was the best version of myself for the sake of the team. And it was just as important for me to get better and to be hungry to improve just as much as I expected from them. And so I think the combination of this team wants to be the best for each other. And then we recruited some really good players, and so added to our combinations. I think from our transfers, but also our freshman class. I think they have just really been important puzzle pieces in what we're trying to build. And so we always say that all we really want to talk about is how our character is growing, because we know our talent only talks about our floor. And our character and habits are what are going to determine our ceilings or determine a different result in come March that we had last year. And so bottom line for us is that we are only focused on giving to each other, growing, and increasing our character.
Hi, Jackie Powell, the next. One for Cori and Gabriela, if I could. Cori, for you, I just wanted to get some clarification. You said she had 16 passion plays.
Yeah.
Can you explain what that is?
It's really what makes us go. We have a goal to have 75 plus in a game, and it's all the things that don't show up in a stat sheet. So it's a deflection, it's an assist screen. Your screen gets your teammate open. An assist box out. You box somebody out and someone else is able to run it down. 50-50s, out of area rebounds. Those kinds of things that nobody else except our family. Last game, our passion player of the game was Lauren. And just to have, I thought it was so evident right off the tip that Gabs was just so ready to do all the dirty work. And, we needed that grit. We've been really challenging our team. We obviously have a lot of skill and great pieces, but I don't think we've been playing gritty enough. And I thought that Gabs set the tone for us to play grittier.
And Gabriela, for you, I'm just curious how much you pride yourself on being a connector on this team.
That's a good question.
Sorry, I just, every time I'm on a team, I just want to do what I can to help the team win, and whatever my role is, I invest in that and I try to get better at that. And I think this year, being an upperclassman and having more of a leadership role, I just really take pride in that, and I really want to help my team, whatever that is, talking more, rebounding, and I just, again, could not be so proud. And it's just been so fun this season, and I can't wait for more games.
Coach, John over here for She Got Game. For you and Lauren, you just kind of spoke about not looking at the record and not looking at the rankings. Coming up, you got a tough team coming up out here in Jersey.
Yeah.
The record probably doesn't represent how tough that team may be. And,
but the film does.
I was just gonna say, you guys are getting prepared to go against one of the most exciting players in the country right now, freshmen. If you guys could both explain or just kind of talk about the preparation and how excited you guys are for that.
Yeah, and Lauren hasn't watched any games on Rutgers yet because we really try to focus on being 1-0, right? And I had a chance. I'm on a committee with USA Basketball to see Miller play when she tried out for the team. I think it was last summer. But she's so explosive. She's so fun with the ball, and she just does some really creative things. And I love players that play the game like an art project, not a scientific formula. And she's definitely one of those. And I think you're absolutely right that their record is not representative of the quality of their team. And so as I've watched film, I've just started actually this morning starting to get ready to be able to prep for them, and they really are a very, very good team. And I have so much respect for their head coach, and I've known her for a really long time, and I think that they're building something really solid, and we better be ready to play when we go in there.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to go into this game the same way we do every single game. We're going to prep to the best of our ability. We're going to push each other in practice, hold each other accountable to make sure that we just hold the standard. And, it doesn't matter about the rankings at this point. We're trying to be the best version of ourselves.
She should have answered first. That was way better.
Hey, Cori, just to follow up on what Jackie was asking, to me, Gabriela looks like a complete ball player. The things that stood out today was incredible hustle, but also her passes. Very smart, solid passes. Can you talk a little bit more in depth about her game?
Well, I think that she's a winner. And I'm not talking about winning at the end of the game. I'm talking about winning us more possessions. I'm talking about she understands what we're trying to get accomplished when we leave timeouts. She understands. You notice we put her in a lot of positions where she's feeding the ball to the post to Lauren, and that's intentional, right? Because she makes some really good decisions that way. And what I love about it is that she could care less what the stats say at the end of the game. She could care less about who gets the credit. And she's just a winner, and that is more important to her than anything else. And so we're just so lucky to have her in our program. But I actually have to say that about our entire team. That's one of the things. I mean, London Jones is here. We had several players step up at different times, and it's never the same couple players. And I think that it starts with someone like Gabs that's so selfless that she just doesn't care as long as we win. And I think that permeates the rest of the team, and we have a phrase that they roll their eyes at me all the time when we say, but sometimes you, sometimes me, always us. And I think tonight you really saw the benefit of our depth. There's some players, I thought Janiah Barker was really solid for us tonight, and that was one of her most solid games she's played. And it wasn't some other players' night, but that's what depth gets you, is that when you have a couple players that have an off night, we have players that are ready to step up and make plays. But honestly, I think that mentality started with Gabs.
Cassandra Negley with Yahoo Sports. For Gabrielle and Cori, since you were talking about the heartache of last year in the tournament losses, how often is that a conversation within the team? Because there are some coaches who never talk about it, and there's some coaches who talk about it a lot.
Yeah, never. One time at the beginning of the year, saying, well, what do you want to be different? Where do you want to be in March? And how do you want it to be different? And then we reverse engineer that. And then I don't really care about what happened last year in March or even what's going to happen in March. I care about the habits that we agreed on that are going to take us there. And so I actually never talk about it because I think sometimes that can be a distraction. That was last year's team. And, I'm a big believer that how present we are, like fear or doubt or anxiousness lies in regret from the past or fear of the future. And so if you are solidly in the present, just focusing on getting better that day and giving to your team, that's where the good stuff really happens. And so I actually don't want to talk about it at all with them. I just want to talk about how good can we be in the present.
Coming from the Daily Bruin, Coach, 17 of Baylor's first 21 points came off of turnovers.
Yeah.
What kind of offensive changes are you looking for to take care of the ball?
Well, the bad news is we had tons of turnovers, and I think they had 19 points off of our 11 turnovers in the first half. But the good news is a lot of those were offensive fouls. So they weren't live ball turnovers, so they didn't fuel their fast break as much. Because that was our number one key, besides rebounding, was slowing them down in transition. And so we need to just do a much better job making decisions. But I would think that some of those, I didn't really agree with some of those offensive fouls, but the reality is, even though it was an empty possession, we got to set our defense. But it's got to be, we need to be under 12 every game, bottom line. And so 18 is just way too much. But the only reason that it made it palatable and that we were able to still get the win is that most of them were dead ball turnovers.
Lauren, 7 blocks last game, career high 9 blocks. This game, you're the sole owner of the school single game blocks record. What was your mindset? What were you looking for on the defensive end today?
Just don't let the ball go in the basket. That's really it. Yeah, just doing everything I can to help the team get stops at the end of the day. That's my whole mentality, and the stats are there. But I mean, today I honestly just wanted to stop any drives that get to the paint, and it's what happens. So yeah.
Gabriela, 13 rebounds, season high for you today. What were you looking for? What was different out there for you to be hunting those rebounds?
Yeah, the main key of the game was rebound and box out. So that's what I did. And I just felt like I could just go in and grab the ball, and the ball was bouncing my way. And sometimes that happens in games. So just really trying to be aggressive on the rebounding end, especially like when they're trying to box out Lauren a lot and trying to double her. I have more freedom to do that, but yeah.
Anything else?
Again, really appreciate you guys being here and helping us grow our game. It's really important. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.